It's a little ironic to say Patrick McCarthy debunked the idea of secret keeping. He arguably became famous revealing a bunch of things that everybody thought were secrets. But that aside, what he did do is bring a lot of light to what secret keeping was. It was not like people were sitting there doing things completely differently just for the purpose of secret keeping. Many of these motions, many of these movements developed along with the need for secret keeping, but not for the purpose of secret keeping. And that's completely accurate. No one can say the Naihachis were around and are done exactly the way they're doing just for secret keeping. But they are perhaps the best example of how secret keeping kind of worked its way in as a kind of a side purpose for these katas. I mean, take whatever kata any system teaches first, whatever it is, and that's where you're going to see the biggest effects of secret keeping, because that's going to be the kata that is the most watered down, that is the hardest to understand, that is the most difficult for somebody to walk away out the door with something that's useful. And secret keeping didn't originate in Okinawa in any way, shape, or form. That was more of a Chinese problem where there were a whole freaking ton of different people practicing different arts, and they had to find ways to ensure that nearby schools didn't walk away with what they had. And that was when it got to Okinawa. It was kind of sideways already there to some degree, but they weren't sitting around going, okay, how do we figure out how to hide our stuff from people? That never happened. That absolutely never happened. It just so happened that, people would come in that were foreigners or invaders, whichever, and they were in class, and some people who were teaching didn't always like those foreigners, and the way that it got passed on to these military people that were there and then left, it's not right to call it secret keeping, but in effect it was. It was, hey, we're just gonna not show everything, and we're going to let the language barrier do its job. It wasn't, hey, we're going to teach a completely different style in any way, shape, or form. So the type of secret keeping that people often talk about isn't really accurate. What it really is secret keeping was just more of a side thing that happened in some cases as a result of communication barriers and the fact that they just didn't want to reveal and show and teach their best stuff first.